This year I made hand-painted ornaments to give as Christmas gifts. I used lyrics from popular Christmas songs, but it occurred to me later that I could also make one with a book quote. So, since this is a book-themed channel, I wanted to share that with y'all. I started with a plain piece of unfinished wood, and my first step was to paint one side of it white. I then got the idea to mix a bit of gold paint in with the white to give it a shimmery look. However, that didn't work out so well because the blend of white and gold paint was too close to the color of the wood. So I added more gold to make it a bit darker. Then, when that had dried, I added golden swirls to give the illusion of depth. The quote that I chose comes from A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. The full quote is, "I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year, but for this, I cut it down to just, I will honor Christmas in my heart." I penciled this in on the ornament before painting it in order to make sure that the letters were all properly spaced out. I decided to put the word Christmas front and center and to do it in cursive with green paint. Behind the word heart, I painted a red heart. I initially dotted the I in Christmas with a normal dot, but I decided later to turn it into a sprig of holly, and to paint more holly around the lettering. Next, I used black paint for the rest of the lettering, adding serifs to make it look like the sort of text you might see in a printed book. Needless to say, this was the most time-consuming and tedious part of the process. Sometimes when using red paint on green, or at least this particular red paint on green, it doesn't work very well. So instead, I painted the holly berries white first. Then I added green musical notes, a reference to the story being titled A Christmas Carol. Once the white paint was dry, I painted over it to turn the holly berries red. To add depth and color to the design, I added shadows beneath the letters and musical notes. I used red paint for the shadows beneath the green musical notes to match the color scheme of the holly. For the black letters, I added shadows in green paint to bring the traditional Christmas colors into that part of the ornament as well. this point, I was mostly done, but I went back through to touch up my work and make sure that there were no stray bits of paint where they didn't belong. I used matte Mod Podge to seal it off and give it a nice finish. I did this in 3 stages, first the front, then the back, then the sides, waiting for each one to dry before I went on to the next part. Here's what the finished painted ornament looks like. The only thing left to do at this point was to add a hanger. When I bought the slices of wood, they came with small metal hooks that could be used for this purpose. I screwed the hook into the wood, and then I added a ribbon. Here's what it looks like hanging from the Christmas tree.